Welcome to Mosaic Arts Online. I'm Jennifer Kuhns, and I'll be teaching you how to create garden mosaics for any climate. I'll be demonstrating how to make a stepping stone using a pre-made paver with a small demo on the reverse method, pouring into a mold. I'll also show you how to mosaic a gazing ball. Each of the projects included in this course is designed to be accessible for a complete beginner. However, I have filled the course with as much technical information as possible to make sure your mosaic is durable in any climate. One of the things that originally drew me to mosaic is its functionality and versatility. I love that mosaics can be portable fine art, but can also be a floor inlay or a mural or a pendant or a sun catcher or a garden bench. The design style I use for this course is super simple, which works great as a colorful garden accent. But I want to be clear for those of you who are advanced level mosaic artists, this course is jam-packed with information about surface prep, substrates, adhesives, and materials. As much technical information as I can share to give you the skills to create mosaic for your own garden that will survive hot summers and cold winters for years to come. My teaching style is candid. I will tell you about the lessons I've learned over the past 2 decades of mosaic making, and I have shared every tip and trick I can think of in this course. While I use a lot of small format glass tiles that don't require cutting for these projects, I will also show you how to cut and shape stained glass to create more complex designs. You're welcome to follow and copy the designs in my demo, or you can use your own design and materials following my instructions in your own style. The course comes with PDFs, including a pattern to recreate the stepping stone demo and worksheets on the technical information so you can download or print them for review. Included in this course is a PDF of all the materials, tools, and resources to get started. I hope you will join me on this creative adventure.
Jen, thank you so much for coming back to Mosaic Arts Online. This is such a great course and filled, like we've talked about, packed with information for anybody starting in some kind of exterior grade mosaic, and you are the queen of it, so I'm thrilled you're here.
Thank you. I love coming here. I love sharing what I do.
You do it well. So why don't you start with just explaining how you got started with the pavers and the spheres and how they've become such an intricate part of kind of your story of what you're creating these days.
So I have a garden, and I like to add little bits of color so that when the foliage dies back, there's color in it. But I really started doing the stepping stones more because I was doing a home show where I was going to be showing more of my bigger installation things, but I wanted to have something to display and potentially sell. So I made a whole bunch of stepping stones, and it was fun. It's a fun, just, you don't have to think a whole lot, but it's really pretty. It's just very satisfying to make them. And I did price them for $75, which I thought seemed fair, and none of them sold.
Which is always depressing, but we've got to learn from those things.
People loved them, they complimented them, but it just wasn't the right market. And but later on I did put them online for a lot more money, and now they sell really well. So there's a little lesson there for anyone out there interested in potentially making these to sell. Make sure you ask what you're worth, and it conveys to the customer that it's a quality item. And that's the feedback I get too from the people who've bought them, is that if they've bought other stepping stones, that they can tell just by the feel of them and by how long they last that they're really good quality, that they're made really well.
And so, you know, for the students that will take this course, it is really designed for beginners and for advanced. And you really you really say that a lot, in that you talk about it's really important to watch this course from beginning to end before you start creating, because you will learn things like 3/4 of the way into the course that you're going to wish you knew when you first started. So
there's that too. And I know sometimes when I'm doing a course, if I see something that I think, well, I already know how to do that, so I'm going to skip it. And the problem is that sometimes I would be, just grouting during the course while I'm teaching, and then I think of things that are really important to know for making sure that your project is going to be weatherproof long term and it'll last a really long time. So if just a warning to students who are taking it to listen all the way through, and even if you think you already know what I'm showing, because it is a beginner level. I mean, it's designed to be something that's accessible for beginners as well. So
yes,
anyone can do the project.
But I think it's interesting for people like us, you and I, that have been doing this kind of work for so long. We don't know how to teach it to not give all the information we've learned over 20 years and how things have changed. We talk about the technology has changed in grouts and thin set and things like that. So it's so packed with stuff that really, if you've been doing this a long time, but maybe you haven't seen how things have changed, it's important to learn these things, especially if you're going to maybe do a side hustle and sell some stepping stones or spheres online, which Jen totally
I support that.
Supports it and thinks it's a great idea. And you could really start your own little business. But I have to say, you make this look effortless. And I think that's really important that people understand that this is not a hard project.
It's not a hard project, but I also don't want a beginner to get discouraged if, for instance, like with the precision cutting, it does take practice. So I do. People will say that I make it look easy. They get frustrated because it takes time. So if it doesn't come out perfectly the first time, do keep practicing and kind of stick with what's your comfort zone and work your way up. Mm-hmm. Just keep coming back to it too.
Yes, it is. We all know it's practice, practice, practice. And if you're maybe going to do a community project, there is the option to do this version that she shows in the course, which is sort of the pour your own mold method. And this is a very small version, but it could expand.
And in the course, I talk about, bigger projects you can do using this method, which is just... it's the kind of thing you can do with community or kids where they don't have to deal with adhesives at all.
No adhesive and no sharp objects either. Yeah. So that's the other beauty of this is you could make it with your kids or grandkids and use no sharp edges at all, which these pre-made tiles are great for. And you really go into how this can be used in any climate. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily have to be sealed. We go into a couple different grout choices. But the other thing that is a bonus on this course is there is actually taught by me, because it was kind of a side thing, how to make the sphere in a very down and dirty way. The sphere before it gets mosaicked. So if you want to learn how to quickly put together a sphere so that you can jump on this, then that's at the back of the course as well. So if you get the course, you'll have that as a bonus at the end.
There's a lot in this course. Yeah. There's so much information in it.
And I can't thank you enough for coming back to Mosaic Arts Online, getting it all out here for all of our students, and you're amazing, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.